So I'm here to answer the big question. Road cycling or mountain biking? I mean, I don't know if that's a big question, but for me, it was.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
I remember going back to my first bike, which was the hybrid. And I remember for me, cycling was done with one bike. I have no notion of like road cycling or mountain bike. For me, everything was the same until you find yourself in that situation where you need to perform, and then you you end up being left behind because you don't have the equipment that you need to do what you need to do. So that's how I started with my hybrid, and then with the group we started like doing more miles. We started accumulating more miles. Before it was only a few miles that the group would do, and then it started getting more serious, and then we started pushing ourselves to like do more. And I remember looking at all these people with this like high-end bikes, and I was like, man, I really need to try one of those, because at the beginning it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to buy any bike and just do it as an exercise. But then I realized that it was something that I was gonna do for a long time, because I started to get excited about cycling, and little by little I was like, oh man, this is something that I really enjoy, even more than going to the gym. For me, the cycling at the beginning at least was for me to get some exercise. Then it became something that it was like for fun, and then when you get together with your friends, then it's a different story. Now you start to be more competitive. You want to prove to yourself and to your friends that you can handle the miles, that you can handle everything that has to do with cycling. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a road bike. And the minute that I got the road bike, it was like, whoa. Are you kidding me? I've been missing on this for so long. I felt more comfortable. I don't know if it was something mental, but the thing is that in reality, it was a way better bike when it comes to road cycling. And I remember ending up by mistake on a mountain bike trail. And it was a nightmare. It was so awful. People were like dying and crying and so frustrated. Imagine jumping and going in the burns or in the jumps with no suspension. I don't know how we survived that day. That day was like really crazy. And I was like, wow, mountain biking, to me, it looks like a lot of fun, but you need to have the right bike. And that's when the mountain bike came in. And I was like, okay, for me to see if I'm gonna like mountain biking better than road cycling, I need to get both. So I need to get a mountain bike. So I got a mountain bike, and man, oh man, I gotta tell you, the difference between the mountain bike and the road bike is the mountain bike, there's more excitement, in my opinion. You don't know if you're gonna crash or if you're gonna hit a tree or or lose control. And you know what? That is something that I really like the adrenaline, the unexpected. Like you go in and you don't know. I mean, you have to be careful, and that's why you see me wearing a full face helmet. In my opinion, I don't care what people say. If it's like an overkill, I'm gonna protect myself, because I noticed that people would get protection after the accident, after something happens to them. I'm not gonna wait for that to happen, so I'm always gonna get my protection. And some people say that it's very uncomfortable to get all those things on top of you, but I feel more safe. And I know that if something happens, I'm gonna have that protection. I'm gonna have my knee pads, I'm gonna have my elbow pads, I'm gonna have my full face, and sometimes I have the chest protector, which if I'm not gonna go crazy on trying to section some jumps or do something like I want to try out and push myself, I usually don't use it. But if I'm gonna try on some new things, I will wear it. I will put it on so I can be safe. To be honest, and at the end of the day, I like both. So I really like both road cycling and mountain biking. There's good in both sides. The difference are road cycling is more about like speed and going fast, resistance and stuff like that. And I gotta tell you, road cycling sometimes can be dangerous when you're riding on the road with cars. And that's why I try to avoid like being on the road. I try to always go into a bike path. Sometimes you have to do it, but that's the only part that I don't like. But everything else for me is very straightforward. It's very simple. You just have to go fast. On the other hand, with the mountain bike, it's different because there's so many things that you can do. I mean, you can go fast. You don't. Sometimes you have to section some parts so you can like see if you can do something with the burns, with the jumps, with the skinnies, and then you go on levels. Like you go to the green trail, the double black. So there's some different levels that you can do. It's so crazy. like oh my god! Like I'm very obsessed right now with the mountain biking, and I'm pacing myself. I'm trying not to like go too fast because I don't want to get injured. So I'm trying to learn how to do things and how to get used to it, when you have to brake, when you can go fast, getting more comfortable with my bike and my body. And that's the reason why I got a hardtail. This is the bike that most people recommend to start your journey into mountain biking. A hardtail doesn't have a lot of parts that you have, like having double suspensions and stuff like that. That's something that I'm gonna get once I started to get better and better, and then I started doing some more crazy things. But for now, my hardtail is more than enough for me to do what I'm doing now. Once I progress, then I'll move on to that. And actually, I'm thinking about getting an electric bike, so that's something that I'm thinking about. I don't know if I'm gonna do electric. I'm gonna do just the regular one, but that's something that in the future I'm gonna look into that. All right, so at the end of the day, it all depends on you, on your preference. In my opinion, I like to do both, but sometimes people don't have the budget to spend money on both. It gets really expensive for you to do both. Even when you do just one, it's very expensive. The bikes are getting more expensive every year. The equipment that you have to buy, everything is like crazy. So imagine doing double the spending when it comes to doing the road bike and the mountain bike. But I think both are good. But if I have to choose, if you have to choose for only one, I would do the mountain bike. And the only reason is because there's more to it than the road bike. There's more things that you can do, in my opinion. I actually do 50-50. Like it's not like I'm always on the road on the mountain bike. But right now, I don't know if that might change in the future, but right now the mountain bike is the one that I'm having the most fun right now. Maybe that might change. Alright, so I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.
Okay. Do you want to play rough?